lawmakers are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
Bit earlier at about 7 a.m., a group from the Coast Guard.
Welcome to #PHVote 2013.
Today on Rappler, alleged pork barrel scam mastermind Janet Napoles names more than 100 lawmakers in her affidavit. The Philippines denies spying on Qatar after Filipinos sentenced to death for espionage. And the King of Thailand formally appoints its military chief to run the nation. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa, speaking to you from the dark. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. The lawyer of Janet Napoles says more than 100 lawmakers are implicated in the corruption scandal. Napoles is the woman in the center of the pork barrel scam. Napoles' lawyer, Stephen David, says more names were added to the Napoles affidavit. Another Napoles lawyer, Bruce Rivera, says the document covers transactions made by Napoles from 2000 to 2009. Her affidavit includes more names, including 9 senators, former Senators Rodolfo Biazon, Loy Estrada, Robert Jaworski, Ramon Magsaysay, Tessie Aquino Oreta, Nene Pimentel, and current Senators Bongbong Marcos, Cynthia Villar, and Lito Lapid. Whistleblowers initially named opposition lawmakers who allegedly diverted public funds to fake NGOs. Napoles' affidavit now implicates allies of the Aquino administration. Earlier, Napoles also asked for immunity for her children, but senators say they played key roles in the corruption scandal. Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chair T.G. Gangona says the Senate will release Napoles' affidavits to the public. Janet Napoles could be discharged from the Makati hospital soon. During a hearing for Napoles' motion to extend her stay in the hospital, gynecologist Josefina Villanueva says Napoles could be discharged by May 29. Napoles was moved to the Makati hospital in March to remove a mass in her uterus. She was originally discharged in early May, a week after she had a hysterectomy. 2 days before the deadline of her scheduled transfer, Napoles' physicians reported her condition got worse, prompting the court to withdraw the discharge order. Lawyer Stephen David says Napoles had several visitors during her hospital confinement, which took a toll on his client.
Diba? Gusto mong matulog, diba? Tapos ang daming bisita, so paano ka matutulog? Sana maano din yun, diba? Kaya nga sabi ko nga, kung paano ma-address yung issue na yun, yung mga unwelcome guest and visitor, sana matulungan.
Napoles faces serious illegal detention charges for allegedly kidnapping former aide, relative, turned whistleblower Ben Hurluy. Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chair T.G. Gangona leads the list of senators richer in 2013 than in 2012. His latest statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth, or SALN, shows his wealth doubled from 43.5 million pesos in 2012 to 114.95 million pesos in 2013. Among the 3 senators charged with plunder over the pork barrel scam, Senators Jinggoy Estrada and Juan Ponce Enrile were also richer compared to the past year. Of the 3, only Senator Bong Revilla reports a decrease in wealth from 171.94 million pesos in 2012 to 151.51 million pesos in 2013. The latest SALNs also show Senators Estrada and Revilla failed to declare their new multi-million peso houses. Last year, Estrada admitted he owned a house in Wakwak subdivision, but the property, estimated to be worth 120 million or 2.7 million US dollars, was not listed. Rappler reported Senator Revilla also owns a new house under construction in Ayala, Alabang, estimated at 105 million or 2.4 million dollars. That was not declared as well. SALN guidelines say even real properties, quote, not yet titled, shall form part of the SALN declaration of public officials. Petitioners asked the Supreme Court to declare the defense deal between the Philippines and the United States unconstitutional. They say the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, is, quote, grossly disadvantageous and will cause irreparable injury. The defense deal allows American troops more access to Philippine military facilities. It also allows them to construct and upgrade infrastructure and equipment. But petitioners argue the deal is invalid because it was signed without Senate approval. The group, which includes former Senators Rene Saguisag and Bobby Tañada, says EDCA is, quote, contrary to national interest and will result in an unlawful use of public funds. Saguisag and Tañada were among the senators who voted to close down U.S. bases in the Philippines. The group also calls relations between the Philippines and the U.S. a, quote, unequal and exploitative love affair. The deal was signed on April 28, just hours before U.S. President Barack Obama arrived for a 2-day state visit to the Philippines. The Philippines denies it spied on Qatar after a court sentenced a Filipino to death for allegedly passing on state secrets to the Philippine government. The Philippines Foreign Affairs Department says embassy officials raised the issue in high-level meetings with Qatari officials. Foreign Affairs spokesman Charles Jose confirms a Filipino is on the Qatari death row for, quote, espionage and economic sabotage. 2 other Filipinos face life imprisonment. Doha News reports the Filipino sentenced to death is reportedly a lieutenant in the Philippine State Security Force working as a budgeting and contracting supervisor at large state-owned Qatari company. GMA News reports one of the convicted Filipinos may have been the fall guy to protect Qatari nationals allegedly implicated in an anomaly in the company. Thailand's King Bumidol Abdulyadej formally appoints Army Chief General Prayut Chan-o-cha as head of the nation's new military junta. This comes after Prayut seized power last week in a bid to end protests and political unrest in the country. A royal command says Prayut is endorsed as regime leader to, quote, restore peace and order in the country and for the sake of unity. Speaking to reporters after the ceremony in Bangkok, Prayut says, I gave my oath that I will perform my duty with honesty. We hope that the problems will be solved soon so we can return to the right democratic system. The king's blessing is traditionally a key step in legitimizing coups in Thailand, which has seen 12 takeovers since 1932. After stopping spontaneously at the West Bank separation wall during his 3-day visit to the Middle East, Pope Francis calls for an end to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The 77-year-old pontiff says the time has come to put an end to this situation, which has become increasingly unacceptable. Dressed in his white cassock and flanked by Palestinian security guards, Pope Francis walked to the concrete barrier and rested his palm against it in prayer. It was a show of support that Palestinians hoped for weeks after the collapse of U.S.-brokered peace talks with the Israelis. The Pope also invites Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and Israeli President Shimon Peres to the Vatican for a heartfelt prayer for peace. His visit to the Middle East began in Jordan Saturday. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 7, a political earthquake shakes France as the right-wing National Front, or FN, wins in the European Parliament elections. The anti-immigration and anti-European Union Party gets 26% of the vote, guaranteeing it about 1/3 of France's 74 seats in the European Parliament. The FN is seen to have benefited from widespread disillusionment with mainstream parties plagued by corruption scandals. At number 9, hit musical Miss Saigon returns to the stage after more than a year of preparations. It opens at the Prince Edward Theatre in London. Filipino-American Eva Noblezada plays Kim, a role that propelled singer Lea Salonga to international fame in 1989. Filipina singer Rachel Ann Go also joins the cast as Gigi Van Tran, originally portrayed by singer Isay Alvarez. Miss Saigon is about a Vietnamese bar girl, Kim, who falls in love with an American GI, Chris, during the Vietnam War. And at number 10, actress Julianne Moore bags the Best Actress Award in the 67th Cannes Film Festival Saturday. In Maps to the Stars, Moore plays the role of an aging actress increasingly sidelined by an industry that prefers youth. Also big winners at Cannes are Turkish filmmaker Nuri Bilge, who took home the prized Palme d'Or for Winter Sleep, and British actor Timothy Spall, who wins Best Actor for historical biopic Mr. Turner. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. For our social media post of the day, online activity reveals the inner agitation of Elliot Roger, the 22-year-old who killed 6 people in a shooting spree Friday. In a video posted before the murders, Roger said the killings were retribution for the women who ignored and rejected him. Reports say Roger frequented men's rights forums. In response to male supremacists condemning women for not reciprocating their feelings, the hashtag #YesAllWomen started trending on Twitter. People from all over the world expressed their indignation online, from condemning harassment to cultural issues to societal norms. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected our readers and viewers the most emotionally. These 10 stories have gotten the most number of votes on their mood meter. If we take a look today, let's look at the SALN, Senators' new houses missing in asset declarations. You see, interestingly, 5% amused and a whopping 83% angry. Here, something in Singapore, the Pinoy group in Singapore drops Independence Day event plans. Interestingly, there you have 29% happy, 43% sad, and here's an interesting 2% don't care. That gray, bringing out the mood for the story that's gotten the most number of votes. In the center, you've got Vice Ganda speaks up on Terrence Rome. Interestingly enough, it's gotten a lot of number of votes to make it the story that's gotten the most number of votes, but those votes voted 77% don't care. Vice Ganda shocks the mood navigator, makes the emotion don't care. That's the mood of the day. Well, that is Rappler's newscast for today, Monday, May 26, 2014. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.